Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my product comparison videos brought to you by James from mysmarterhome.com. Today I am comparing 5 of the top selling BR30 multicoloured smart bulbs, and I'm comparing them against the top selling, top rated Hue bulb. And the 5 contenders are the LiFX, the Illumi, the Sylvania, or as they used to be called, LiFX, the Geeni, and the TP-Link. A BR30 light fits recessed ceiling lights, or can lights as they are also known as, although of course they can be used in different situations as well. This video has 9 different sections, and they are Section 1, the main highlights, Section 2, basic specifications, Section 3, fittings and features, Section 4, connections and power, Section 5, design and warranty, Section 6, smart settings, Section 7, app and browser access, Section 8, smart home systems, and Section 9, reviews and ratings. These sections are all listed below this video, and so to help you move quickly between them, just click on the timings which are next to them. So let's get stuck in. Section 1 is the main highlights. Now in this section I compare some of the major features of these smart lights, and this is for all of you who are in a rush and who don't have time to watch the whole video. All of the lights in my comparison can display 16 million different colours. Since all the bulbs are energy efficient LED lights, they all operate at a very low wattage. However, they have an equivalent compared to traditional incandescent bulbs. And the most powerful bulb in this comparison is the Illumi at 85 watts. Next is the TP-Link at 80, then the LiFX at 75, followed by the Sylvania and the Geeni at 65. The weakest is the Hue at 60 watts. 2 of these bulbs connect to a smart hub, and they are the Hue and the Sylvania. 3 of these lights connect via Wi-Fi, and that's the LiFX, Geeni and TP-Link. And 1 of these bulbs connects using Bluetooth, and that's Illumi. 4 of these bulbs have a life expectancy of 25,000 hours, or roughly 20 years, and they are the Hue, LiFX, Illumi and the TP-Link. 1 of the bulbs has a life expectancy of 20,000 hours or 16 years, and that is a Sylvania. And I am waiting to hear back from the Geeni customer service department about their bulb. These are the current overall ratings on Amazon for these lights. The Hue is way out in front with an excellent rating of 4.3 out of 5. And the other lights have disappointing ratings. 3 of the lights have a rating of 3.8 out of 5. That's the LiFX, Sylvania and TP-Link. The 2 final lights have a rating of 3.5 out of 5, and that's the Geeni and Illumi. Finally, moving on to price, just remember that prices change all the time and to check carefully. The most expensive bulb on this list is the Illumi at $59.99. Next is the LiFX at $53.99. Then it's the TP-Link at $49.99, closely followed by the Hue at $48.37. The Sylvania costs $31.64, and the cheapest light amongst them all is the Geeni at $27.99. Now let's go on and compare these lights in much greater detail. Only one of these companies could be considered a household name, and that is Philips, the maker of Hue. Sylvania are a well-known light bulb company who own the Osram brand, and TP-Link has made internet and network equipment for many years, but I don't think either of these are as famous as Philips. LiFX and Illumi only make smart bulbs, and Geeni currently make a few smart cameras as well as smart bulbs. 3 of these lights have been launched this year. The latest version of the TP-Link was launched this month in October 2017. The latest version of the Hue was released in June 2017, and the Geeni was launched in April 2017. The LiFX was released in November 2016. The Illumi and the Sylvania were launched in late 2015, in November and December respectively. The heaviest bulb in this section is the Sylvania, weighing 13.6 ounces. The Illumi weighs 11.4 ounces and the Hue weighs 11.2 ounces. The TP-Link weighs 9.6 ounces. The LiFX weighs 88.5 ounces and the lightest smart light, the Geeni, weighs 8.2 ounces. The tallest of these lights is the Hue at 6.9 inches. The TP-Link is not far behind at 6.7 inches. In contrast, the LiFX and Illumi bulbs are only 5 inches tall. The LiFX and Illumi bulbs are also quite narrow at 3.7 inches wide, whereas in contrast the Hue is 6.5 inches wide. I won't go over the prices again because I've only just gone through them in the previous section. All of these lights have the potential to display 16 million different colours. All of these bulbs are energy saving LEDs which can provide savings of up to 80% in comparison to older incandescent bulbs, and they all have a screw fitting. All of these lights are software dimmable. This means that they can be dimmed via the app. None of these lights can be controlled using traditional dimmer switches that many of us have in our homes. But for 2 of these bulbs you can purchase special wall dimmer switches or hardware dimmer switches, and those are for the Hue lights and the Sylvania lights. But those dimmer switches will only work with those specific brands of light. Three of these lights connect directly to your home Wi-Fi, the LiFX, Geeni and TP-Link. Any Hue bulb needs to be connected to a Hue hub, which is purchased separately in order to use it properly. Also, the Sylvania needs to be connected to a smart hub, but it is slightly more flexible than Hue. Sylvania make a hub that you can use with their lights, but you have to purchase it separately. But also, any Sylvania smart light can also be connected to a SmartThings or Wink hub instead. The Illumi light connects directly to a smartphone or tablet via Bluetooth. The most powerful bulb is the Illumi at 85 watts. Next is the TP-Link at 80, then the LiFX at 75, followed by the Sylvania and Geeni at 65 watts. The weakest is the Hue, which has the equivalent of 60 watts. The LiFX and Illumi bulbs have the highest lumens at 1100. The TP-Link provides 1000 and the Hue provides the least at 650. Four of these bulbs have a life expectancy of 25 hours or roughly 20 years. They are the Hue, LiFX, Illumi and the TP-Link. One of the bulbs has a life expectancy of 20,000 hours or 16 years, and that is a Sylvania. And as I said earlier, I'm waiting to hear back from the Geeni customer service department about the life expectancy of their bulb. All of these lights, of course, can be easily installed. They just screw into a standard light socket. Just make sure that you download the correct app first, because that will really help you with your setup. 4 of these lights have 2-year warranties: the Hue, LiFX, Illumi and TP-Link. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any relevant details about the warranties to do with the Sylvania or the Geeni. And none of these bulbs are designed to be used outside. They are for indoor use only. Music sync is the ability of the light to respond in time to music. All of these lights, apart from the Geeni, can sync with music, and again I'm waiting to hear back from Geeni customer services. All of these lights can be adjusted to display a very gentle and soothing light at night, which some research shows can aid sleep. The sunrise mode enables a light to gradually brighten in the morning, just as the sun itself does, and all of the lights have this feature. The sunset mode enables a light to gradually dim in the evening, just as the sun does, and all of the lights have this feature. The maximum number of lights that can be used on a network, on the same network, is quite interesting. As you can see, the information that I got was not available for every light. The Hue should only have 50 lights connected to the same Hue hub. Up to 35 LiFX lights should be connected to one Wi-Fi network. Illumi bulbs can connect more than 50 to a network. And for all other lights in this comparison, I could not find the specific information. Group control is the ability to divide up your collection of lights into smaller groups and to control groups of lights instead of just individual ones. So for instance, you could group all of your lights in one room together and turn them all on or off at once without having to control them individually. All of the lights have this feature, but I am unsure about the Geeni. In this section, I will provide more details about the apps that each of these lights need in order to control them. The top smart bulbs tend to be controlled by apps which have been made by the manufacturer of the light themselves. And in my selection, all of the lights are operated by apps which have been made by the manufacturers. In my chart, I've added the specific name of the app because sometimes it is hard to find the correct app if all you have is the name of the light bulb. 3 of the apps need your iPad, iTouch or iPhone to be running version iOS 9 or later, and they are the Hue, LiFX and TP-Link. The other 3 apps require your Apple device to be running iOS 8 or later, and they are for the Illumi, the Geeni and the Sylvania. Because there is a much greater variety of Android devices, the requirements are often more complicated than they are for Apple phones. The latest Illumi app requires your device to be running version 5 or later. If you are using Hue lights, your Android device must be running version 4.4 or later. The Geeni and TP-Link need 4.1 or later. And finally, the LiFX requirements vary depending on the specific device you have. Now, because so few people have phones running Windows, it's not very often that an app is made specifically for this platform. If you have Hue lights, you can use a third-party app on your Windows phone. LiFX created a Windows mobile app, but they have just announced that they will not be developing it or supporting it anymore. None of the other smart lights have apps for Windows phones. Many of the top smart devices allow them to be controlled via an online account that can be accessed via a browser on a laptop or a desktop. However, none of these smart lights allow access via a browser. Although smart lights are fun and useful gadgets in their own right, they become even more appealing if they can work with other smart devices in a smart home. Because the smart home market is so large and very lucrative, there are many different systems available. In order for devices to be compatible, they need to use the same system, And so in order to get as many users as possible, devices such as lights need to work with more than one system. Hue lights must be connected to their own Hue hub before they can connect to any of the systems described below, and the Hue hub does need to be purchased separately. Overall, it has to be said that compatibility with smart home systems for these smart lights is very limited. IFTTT, or If This Then That, is a website and app that allows devices to respond and interact with one another automatically via applets. An applet contains a set of instructions or rules that outline the circumstances under which two or more devices respond. 4 lights in this comparison have official support on IFTTT, and they are the Hue, LiFX, Illumi and TP-Link. And by official, I mean that there are applets that have been created by the manufacturer themselves, as opposed to applets that are created by individuals. It is worth noting that if you like messing around with devices and tampering with a bit of code, then you will probably really enjoy using IFTTT. The Amazon Echo and Alexa system is a digital assistant that enables smart devices to respond to voice commands via interactive speakers such as the Echo. It is rapidly evolving into an important smart hub from which many hundreds of devices can be controlled using your voice. The 3 lights that connect directly to your home Wi-Fi will connect directly to your Echo or your Dot via the Alexa app. Obviously, you need to have already or be willing to buy an Echo or an Echo Dot. Hue lights can access Alexa via the Hue hub. Illumi can access Alexa by using some of the IFTTT recipes, and a Sylvania light can access Alexa after being connected to a Sylvania Smart Hub or a Wink or SmartThings hub. Google Home is Google's equivalent to the Amazon Echo, and the requirements are the same. The 3 lights that connect directly to your home Wi-Fi will connect directly to your home device via the Google Home app. Obviously, you need to have or be willing to buy a Google Home or a Google Home Mini. Hue lights access home via the Hue hub. Illumi can access home by using some IFTTT recipes, and a Sylvania light can access home after being connected to a Sylvania Smart Hub or a Wink or a SmartThings hub. 3 of these lights will connect with Apple HomeKit, the Hue, LiFX and Sylvania. Wink is one of the most used smart home systems worldwide, but only Hue and Sylvania lights will work with it. SmartThings is another very popular and well-used system. The Hue, LiFX and Sylvania lights, from my comparison, are compatible with SmartThings, but none of the others are. To finish the video, we will look at the ratings and reviews that these smart lights have received on Amazon. What I've tried to do is show some of the most helpful numbers. To state the obvious, these numbers will change on an almost daily basis, but I think that the overall trends won't. In terms of overall rating, the Hue is way out in front with a good rating of 4.3 out of 5. The other lights, in comparison to other smart devices, I think have disappointing ratings. 3 of the lights have a rating of 3.8 out of 5, and that's the LiFX, Sylvania and TP-Link. And the final 2 lights have a rating of 3.5 out of 5, and that's the Geeni and Illumi. For the written reviews, there are 2 numbers. The number in black shows the total number of written reviews, and the number in pink shows the average reviews which are written every month since the product has been released. This, I think, helps to make any comparison much fairer. And so, if we focus on the pink numbers, the LiFX comes top with 43 written reviews per month, and some way back is the Geeni with 13. And the Hue is getting about 9 per month. I didn't quite understand the staggering number of written reviews that the TP-Link has gained, since the current version of the light was only released this month, and so to already have gained over 2,000 reviews seems a little bit suspicious to me. Once again, for the answered questions there are two numbers. The number in black shows the total number of answered questions, and the number in pink shows the average number of questions that have been answered every month. All of these numbers are very low, but again the LiFX comes out on top with an average 11 questions being answered per month. The percentage of reviews which are rated as 5-star is an important indicator of satisfaction. The higher this percentage, the more satisfied buyers are. For the top smart products, this percentage tends to be in the 70s or 80s. In my comparison, the Hue comes top with 66%, which as far as a smart device goes is quite average. The LiFX, Sylvania and TP-Link all have 5-star reviews in and around the 50th percentile, and the Illumi has a tiny 34% of reviews rating it as 5 stars. In contrast to this, the percentage of reviews which are rated as 1 star is an important indicator of dissatisfaction with a smart light. The higher this percentage, the more disappointed buyers are. For the top smart product, this percentage tends to be around 5% or lower. The Hue light does best with only 4%, which is impressive, and all the other numbers are quite high. The LiFX and Illumi both have 1-star ratings around the 20% mark, which is 1 in every 5 reviews. FakeSpot analyzes a product's reviews on sites like Amazon and then gives them a reliability grading. The reason for this is many companies pay people to write positive but fake reviews about their products in order to boost their products in Amazon's ranking system. The higher the grade, the more trustworthy the reviews are. It is the same grade system used on old school reports. 3 of these bulbs have an A grade, meaning that their reviews have been judged to be very trustworthy. Over 90% of their reviews have been assessed as being genuine. Those lights are the Hue, Sylvania and the TP-Link. The LiFX and Illumi bulbs have a C grade, which means that only 75% of the reviews are deemed as trustworthy. And the Geeni has a D grade, which means that less than half of its reviews are deemed to be trustworthy and genuine. And that's it for my product comparison. Thanks for watching this review. I hope that my comparison will help you to decide on your next BR30 multicolored smart light. If you have any questions, please ask me. If I've made a mistake, please tell me. Or if you have any ideas for my next review, please let me know.